Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to The Drop, our weekly podcast about all things running and some nonsense. And we're trying something new this week.
Are we?
Yeah, we are. We're gonna try to keep our prelim stuff a little bit shorter, just a little bit, because we got some feedback that maybe it's running a little long. But we'll try it. If you disagree and you think we should have our normal ramblings that go on forever and ever, you can tell us. But if you like a shorter, more succinct one, let us know. We are always trying to make the program better, so your feedback helps. So let's get rolling.
All right.
Where do you want to start, Meg?
Let's talk about our Asics Uplift tour and a couple stops we made. Actually, we have 3 stops to talk about because we went up to New York, we did the B10, we went to DC.
All right.
Now we're here.
I want to know one thing. When we went up to New York, I couldn't keep an eye on Robbie all the time. So I don't know if he had any raccoon adventures in New York City. Did anything happen?
So surprisingly, New York doesn't have as much trash as you.
At least where we were.
Yeah, it's like, I think the raccoon adventures in Baltimore come from there being so much litter on the ground.
Yeah.
There's not as much litter, I would say.
It is weird. I don't know what it is about the culture of Baltimore that people will drop stuff in the street. And I've even had someone say, "Can you talk about more positive things about Baltimore?" We can. There's a lot of great things. But hey, people, throw your trash in a garbage can.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you talking about? New York City was filthy.
I didn't think so. I didn't think it was, as a purveyor of filth.
Yeah, as a connoisseur of filth, Meg.
Okay, our walk from the Penn Station to our hotel.
Yeah.
There
was a lot of garbage bags.
It was smelly, and there was a lot of garbage on the street, but it wasn't like Baltimore where it's
accessible.
Like random garbage on the street.
Okay, but listen, I was walking, not running, and it's spring, so everyone's like giving away stuff, throwing out on the sidewalk.
Where are we right now?
In our neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah. And someone, this is a couple blocks from your house, someone had a large fishing cooler, like 100-gallon or something like that, 100-quart one. And
for those of you, just the giant white ones.
Yeah, it holds a lot of beer. And I was like, dude, perfect for a Believe in the Run office. It was in good shape. I just power wash it. It's the same one that basically the same thing that I always lug from my house to the office for our parties.
Perfect.
And so I grabbed it. It's free.
Awesome.
We'll have it.
But back to New York.
Oh yeah.
There, I felt kind of bad for Robbie because there wasn't the typical, I thought maybe Central Park, maybe find a body. I don't know, but it seems pretty pedestrian now.
Yeah, I feel
it's
like
clean.
It's not the 80s anymore.
No.
So
the park was nice. That was the first time I ever run through there. That was fun.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we have a video recap coming out really soon of all 3 stops.
Yeah.
And
it'll be out by the time this podcast is out.
All right, cool. You'll enjoy it. So check that out. It's on YouTube.
We went to Fleet Feet or Jackrabbit or New York. Right? There's 3 names of this store.
Yeah.
It's Fleet Feet now.
Okay.
It is, but they still have the Jackrabbit sign up. And I think if you told people go to Fleet Feet, they'd be like, "Where's that?" Because it's been Jackrabbit for so long.
Wait, Jackrabbit bought that Fleet Feet.
Fleet Feet bought Jackrabbit.
Wait,
Fleet Feet is the largest
Jackrabbit.
independent or largest running retailer now in the country.
Oh, I thought it was the opposite way around. Okay.
But I do like the Jackrabbit branding, so it's kind of a bummer that will
It's going away.
go away. But those people were great.
Yeah.
I talked to the staff, very knowledgeable. They had all the stuff out there, cool people, and the people that showed up.
Fans of the podcast, fans of Believe in the Run, fans of running in general.
Yeah. Good people.
And they came out in the rain.
Yeah. But then it stopped. We did a 5-mile run that was very hilly.
Yeah, for some reason, I always think of New York as flat, and this is what
same.
got me in trouble at the New York Marathon. But I always think of it as flat, and you go into Central Park, and you're like, it's rolling hills.
Yeah, pretty much. We were there for 24 hours. Almost missed our train. We were there longer.
Yeah. We got 3 runs in. So we ran before the run with Asics and the crew. Then we did the run with the group. Then we went out drinking. And then the next morning we got up and did a run along the Hudson River.
That one hurt. I have to admit, it hurt a little bit. The funny thing is, though, when you're talking about we did a pre-run, I thought all these runs were going to be like, everybody be like, let's just do a 3-mile shakeout run from the store. So we were like, well, we better get in if we want to get
miles.
7 or 8 miles. We might as well go out. All the runs on this thing have been at least 5 miles.
They had 3-mile options, but you gotta show up.
That's the thing. It's like, hey, believe in the runs
you
here.
can't choose that.
Yeah.
We're just gonna do it.
Although there was a 7-mile option at the Washington D.C. one, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Well, Meg and I both again did runs in the morning on. What day was that?
That was Monday.
That was Monday. We both did runs in the morning because I was like, okay, again, if it's just a 3-mile run, I want to get my workout in. So I did my regular run in the morning. And then when I heard, I was like, well, what are the distance? They're like, well, there's a 2-mile walk group. There's a 3-mile run. There's a 5-mile run. There's a 7-mile run.
Yeah.
And I was like, Robbie's going to pull the 7. I know Robbie.
I almost did.
He's going to want to do the 7. And I go, peer pressure, I'll have to run the 7 if Robbie does it. So luckily everybody in our group just decided to do the 5.
But then all these running groups are going out at like a sub 8-minute pace from like this. I thought this was.
But here's the craziest part is they were all talking and they're like, why is this group run so fast this time?
It's so weird.
But like we were just running with, like I was just trying to keep up with those people.
Right.
Okay, so let's kind of go through the runs. New York City going through Central Park.
Mm-hmm.
It was quick, but here's the thing: the reason why it's a little fast, I think, is if people are trying the Metaspeed Sky Plus.
That's actually a good point.
Edge Plus, so they're like, let me see what this feels like if I'm running.
Yeah,
you put a bunch of people in a race day shoe, and things are gonna get faster.
For sure.
So when we went out in New York, I was like, wow, we are pushing. And I'll tell you, I was working on that New York. When we were going up and down those hills, you know how much I love hills. Mm-hmm. And there was one like long grinding hill, and the guy was like, that's the only real hill. And then he's like, well, this next one's the last hill.
Yeah.
He's like, but there's a little hill right coming up after that. And then you go up that one, he goes, and one more coming. I was like, dude, you clearly don't understand what last hill means. And one more. But yeah, so.
That's like the person in a marathon. So you're almost there.
I was just thinking that.
5 miles in.
Yeah. So kind of different. We switched it up when the van got to Baltimore, and they did the Baltimore 10-miler. Mm-hmm. Robbie, you ran the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was doing the relay with Jarrett, but Jarrett ended up running the whole thing. Meg, you did something kind of crazy.
I was the charity chaser, so I started at the back and tried to pass as many people as I could, which turned out to be 2,254.
And how many people were in the race? I'm going to say like
273.
20 more than that.
Yeah.
20 more, yeah. So you passed everybody in the race except for 20 people.
Well, not technically. Everyone in the race except for like 70 people. It's my
chip time.
But they used my chip time towards the money.
Okay.
So I got a little extra. But
Still,
yeah.
What was your chip time for that race? Because this is a really hard course.
It really is. It's ridiculous.
102.
Okay. And I have to say, like, I was super stoked for both Robbie and Jarrett. Jarrett is a sleeper, man.
He's got some locomotion in those legs.
He does. I don't know where it comes from, but probably Krispy Kreme or something. I don't know.
He almost caught me after stopping and waiting for Thomas because Thomas Irish goodbye'd him halfway through the race.
Technically, I did a really bad thing. I didn't think about it, but I'd given Jarrett crap saying, hey, don't let's run this together. Let's not, because we're in the relay. Let's just run the whole thing together. And I got to mile 3 and I was like, I don't have to run this whole thing. I'm going to turn around, I'll get 6 miles in. I'll be good. And I can go film by the Asics van. Thinking I'm doing a good thing. I'm going to go get content.
Yeah, you weren't doing a good thing.
And so I saw Jarrett and I was just like, I'll just quietly peel off. And I watched him go and he didn't turn around. So I was like, okay, cool. But then I forgot that I had told him, don't leave me. So Jared got to the top of that hill and waited
for like 3 minutes.
His splits are all in the 7.
He had a 10-minute.
Yeah, 10-minute mile right in the middle. And then he decided he wanted to catch up with Robbie, and Gavin was running with Robbie, and so he sprinted off. Anyway, his results, his efforts.
He almost got me.
And well, him chasing you and kind of trying. He wasn't trying to catch you to beat you. Just trying to catch up to you guys to have company, which is the saddest thing in the world. But he made it through, and we ended up getting the male first place for the relay. But I have to say, it goes.
How many relay teams were there?
There was like 500 to 1,000. I don't know.
I think there was 5.
But hey, don't take the shine.
So did Jarrett just get?
Don't take the shine off of Jarrett.
So did you get?
We both got plaques.
But did Jarrett was like. His time was the relay.
Yes, right. Exactly.
Well, no,
Yes.
Because you didn't hit a checkpoint, right?
It was no, I did because I actually ran across the finish line with him. No, like it's his whole his bib is there's one bib for both of us.
But
So
if you would have ran together, it would have been
yeah. So but there's one bib for both of us, and let me. But before you take the shine off, I'm saying there wasn't that many relay teams. Jarrett ran his heart out.
No, it's amazing.
It counts.
Yeah, he uplifted the team there. So I will forever.
No, if
love
you're the
his
fastest relay team on that day, that's a win. That counts.
Yeah, no, it counts.
Yeah.
But yeah, Meg passed me like mile 3, which I'm gonna be honest was offensive.
It was that's okay. So right before, when I turned around, I stopped and turned around to go back, and I look, and there's Chris and Meg, and I was like, technically they didn't pass me.
I guess I wasn't trying to do I didn't do the math in my head, but I assumed that it would have been mile 7, even when I was running. I did run the first half at a fairly easy pace, and when I saw you had, I think it might not even have been a mile 3 yet. I was shocked and angry.
I was honestly shocked that we were. So we only started like 8 or 9 minutes behind everyone.
Well, it'd be 8 minutes because our first 3 miles were at like 8 minutes flat.
Or it was like 8:30, I think. Whatever. According to my Strava, it was like 8:25.
But yeah, so I wasn't expecting to catch anyone either. I was thinking maybe we'd be like 5 miles, 6 miles. But it was fun because there was a lot of faster bastards out there running and a lot of people we knew, and everyone was sort of spread out along the course. So like we would catch someone and then we'd see another person up there, so we'd try and catch them.
That's
and
good.
It made it really fun, kind of.
And then there was at the Asics van, they had confetti cannons going.
Yeah,
that was the first time I ever had that.
You ended up crushing the second half. Like you're saying that you started off a little slow.
Yeah,
but
pretty good.
On the second half, you and Gavin picked it up.
Yeah, the last 2 miles around 7. So, and it's
I think
uphill
even
miles.
dipped even uphill. It's like seriously, like some. I mean, in the last 2 miles, there's probably 300 feet of elevation.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I always forget. I'm always like, it's mile 9 that sucks, but it's really mile 8 because you have that long climb back up. Yeah, it's hard.
The nice thing is that the Asics van was right before that. So when y'all were cheering and had the confetti can, that really did give like a bump.
You can see from the photos, like if you see Robbie, he's like all of a sudden it's like he's got plenty of energy right there.
I don't understand how you guys didn't eat the confetti like I did. Like that was insane.
You opened your mouth like a wide mouth pass.
So did Robbie. Look at the photos.
It wasn't.
Robbie's got a filter with his mustache.
It wasn't funfetti, or else I would have.
He's got a natural.
It's a filter. It's like baleen.
What's on the front of a train? The cow catcher.
Yeah, I was like, but it's like the baleen on a humpback whale.
Yeah, there you go. Extra points for that one.
Yeah.
Jeopardy. What are the long whiskers in a humpback whale's mouth? Or is it the blue whale? I don't know.
Filtered out that confetti krill.
I think it's all whales.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Like the sperm whale has teeth.
And orca.
What?
Dolphins have teeth.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Killer whales.
Yeah. Teeth. All kinds of whales have teeth.
I like how we always end up on like some
Sharks.
random topic. Sharks.
All right, so we finished up Baltimore. Great day because it ends in a party. It is one of the crappiest courses. It's a hard course, and it's usually in blazing heat. This year, the heat held off a little bit.
Beautiful day.
But the post-party is great. It's back into Druid Hill Park, and there's beers, and there's people.
They give you those ice-cold towels at the finish, which is crazy nice.
And fresh, cold watermelon.
Yep.
And so it's a really good time. It is part of Baltimore's running culture. I think if you live in the city and you run, you got to do it at least once.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we get a little bit of a rest, and we turn around, and we go down to DC. Mm-hmm. We're tired.
But did people show up?
Here was my favorite part of that run. It's hard not to pick up the pace and feel good when you're around the National Monument. Mm-hmm. But this race, 140 people showed up. It's not a race. 140 people showed up.
Group run on a
Monday night group run at the Pacers there.
That was wild.
And yeah, it was just a mass of people. But the weird thing was, so if you know DC, it's kind of like a grid street situation. So we would run like a block and get trapped by a light. And like Megan said earlier, that people were racing the pace. Like people were sprinting
it was
from block to, it was like a fartlek workout
It really was.
rather than until you got down to the mall.
yeah, I'd hate running through that kind of a city, like
The stop and go.
where you can't cross the
Yeah.
street either. Some cities you can.
No,
kind
you
of, like
cannot.
Baltimore.
DC was insane.
Yeah, that was a little stressful. But
I was happy I got away.
I think this DC is actually, it's, I know what you meant by grid because it's a city.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's laid out because there's like a conspiracy theory, like the Masons.
Yeah.
It's laid out in like a.
It's hard. It would
weird-
be hard to attack it because it's set up so that when, like, there's no clear path to anything.
Yeah.
So, like, if an invading army was coming in, it's supposed to confuse.
Okay.
So
That explains everything.
for you driving,
Yeah.
you are
They got me.
confused.
Yeah. It's like all zigzaggy.
I would think that you need like 3 or 4 months living in the city before you're like, okay, I'm comfortable. I know where I am. Even when Megan dropped us off at Cava afterwards, I think she was like, how do I get back to Cava?
Yeah.
But I felt lucky. I got away. I had never had to go to the bathroom so bad
This is,
during that shakeout run.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun too. We ran the Metaspeed Edge Plus that night.
And we did. You can check out their YouTube.
Which I kind of like more than the Sky, which I ran in the Baltimore 10 miler in.
Plus.
Sky Plus. I'm not going to keep saying that.
I know the plus. It just,
You know what I'm talking
It drops on.
I like both of them. Like
I do like both of them.
Yeah.
I decided today for my workout that I was going to go with the Edge Plus because I really enjoyed the miles that we did in DC. But I do feel like I need to go back and try the Sky Plus again.
I mean, I liked it. I just like the Edge Plus more.
If someone wanted to hear your thoughts on that, where would they go, Robbie?
First thoughts video on YouTube.
That's right. We did it right after the run in DC.
fresh
so it really
thoughts.
was first fresh thoughts.
Yeah. Ooh. Maybe we should
So
change it.
Meg, I wanted to say after the 10 miler, I got a classic post race headache, which I haven't had in a while. And I thought it was because I had been taking vitamin. Actually, you know what? That could be why. Because I haven't been great at my vitamin habit lately.
No, it's dehydration. It's 100% dehydration.
Robbie, it's dehydrated.
What did you drink afterwards
Or before.
and before and during?
And the night before.
Explain yourself.
I did drink Gatorade during, and I had a little bit after, but then I had 2 beers.
So wait, when you say you drank Gatorade, you mean the cups that they had at the station?
So that's barely
1, 2, 3
an
ounces.
ounce.
Yeah, even though the one they did a real bad job filling up
Okay.
too. I was a little annoyed.
So you had a couple ounces of Gatorade.
Yeah, that could probably be why. So then,
100% why.
I mean, I sit in on the Fuel for the Soul. 90% of people's problems are hydration. The other 10% is not eating enough carbs.
I think I did that part,
but
but
the headache is, I mean, it's got to be dehydration.
yeah. So then I went to Rofo and got a that's Royal
Rofo for
Farms,
people, yeah, out of town. That's our Wawa, our set.
which bothers me because there's no O in the farms, in the word farm, but they call it Rofo. It should be Rofa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but that doesn't sound cool.
I know, but
Rofa.
it's always has driven me crazy. And then so I went there to get a Gatorade. They have like a Gatorade electrolyte drink. It's like a new one that's just electrolytes, and I'm sure it's just all marketing. And last finding things on the ground thing. So I walked in the store, walked out the same way I came, and it was like this alley that's like not really traversed that much. I found $10 on the ground.
What?
But I think it was my $10. But there's no way of knowing. And it's
Well,
like,
if you took the serial numbers down.
but either way, does it count that I found $10?
You didn't lose $10. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, I found it.
Yeah.
It could have been mine.
It could have been.
Very
You could have
li-
been somebody else's story.
very likely chance because I was just there 5 minutes ago. I would have seen it if I walked past it.
I mean, just real quick while we're here, talking about hydration and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there's like, if it's going to be really hot, like Megan Feathers will recommend, like, I'll take the super hydration thing the night before. So before I go to bed. And that is just like power packed with like, what's in that super hydration, Meg?
It's like 1,800 milligrams of sodium.
Yeah. And then I'll wake up and I'll drink another thing of Scratch.
It's called a power pack?
No, Scratch Labs make it. It's called super
I
hyperhydration.
should probably
Hyperhydration.
ask you for what you use since I
Yeah.
do none of that.
The hyperhydration the night before, and then I'll do another thing of just regular scratch while I'm drinking my coffee in the morning.
Jeez.
And then, like, have you ever noticed, like, before the race you start to get dry mouth and stuff? You sip on a little, like, get one of the little bottles of water and sip on it. And then during the race, like we talked about, some people like Meg carry water bottles during races, like during the
Did you
marathon.
carry one this?
No.
Oh, just like on longer distances?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marathon. I wouldn't do it for anything under.
Yeah.
And then we talked about a little bit about like how much water you're getting at aid stations.
Yeah.
And like if you're getting an ounce of something, you need to replenish on a hot day like 2 ounces for every 30 minutes or something like that.
So why don't you carry water?
Just depends.
Why don't you carry stuff with you when you're...
Because I will slow down at a water station where these guys want to just boogie through.
Oh, I do too, but you're saying you drink more than 1 cup of water at a water station?
Yeah.
'Cause otherwise-
I'll just drink one. But if you're not, like, if you're running and you just throw it back, you're probably getting an
Yeah,
ounce.
I don't
If you
do
get-
that. I
if you
always
get-
stop. I literally stop and drink
Well,
it.
and then you can probably get 2 ounces of water at each stop. So you're probably fulfilling your hydration needs if you weren't dehydrated going in.
Yeah. I think I drank coffee going in, so...
Yeah. Yeah. Try.
And some water, but not enough.
I'd be interested, like, your next race. Are you doing anything for 4th of July or anything?
Maybe. I don't know. I'll probably be in PA.
Okay. Whenever your next race is, try either doing a normal, like, before you go to bed, drink like 12 ounces of scratch.
Okay.
Something with the electrolyte stuff in
Can
it.
we get a deal? Can they be a sponsor or something?
I know, it's so
Like-
expensive.
Who?
Scratch?
Oh, yeah. It should be.
And I started doing the momentous stuff. That stuff's expensive.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
But-
running's an accessible sport. Okay.
Yeah, if you want to, if you want to.
If you want to have headaches all the time
Yeah.
and run in 3-year-old shoes.
I guarantee though, if you try the hyperhydration the night before,
All right.
especially
I'll
the
try,
summer race,
I'll try it.
and then do like a 12-ounce scratch before you go for the run.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's a really hot day and you're doing like double digits, carry a water bottle.
All right.
Watch, you'll have the best day ever afterwards. You won't have headaches.
All right.
But-
I'm into trying that.
All right.
What are you looking up?
I was looking up your Gatorade Light, or it's Gator Light. Is that the one you
Yeah,
got?
that's the one. Yeah.
So this is actually not what you want. You actually want the endurance formula, which has 2 times the sodium. This Gator Light is quote unquote. It has all the electrolytes that you lose in your sweat, which is like potassium and all the other ones.
Okay.
But the main one you need to focus on is sodium.
You know what the Gator Light
So
is?
why doesn't
That's
that
like
have
Pedialyte for you to get a hangover.
It has sodium. It just doesn't have as much as the endurance formula.
Is that just the regular one?
I guess. No,
Oh, it's different.
it's
Okay.
special.
I mean, I will say, like, when I was doing Summer Grit last year, I would just buy, like, a bunch of the 32-ounce ones at the grocery store and just pound one of those after, and I felt like that.
Are you running this weekend?
Yeah.
Are you going to do miles before the party?
Yeah.
Let's segue into the party. We're having this huge party this weekend, Saturday. So if you're listening to this Friday, you still have time to book your airplane flights and stuff. But it's going to be in Baltimore. It's the Summer Grit kickoff party. Summer Grit doesn't start till July, but this is the party. We're going to have a live band, Phantasm, there. We're going to have Asics giveaways. We're going to have Fuzzy's Burgers. We have 2 beers that are specially brewed for us that we did custom labeling for. That's going to be incredible. Just a really good time. We're a 3-mile run to shake it out. Starts 9 a.m. at Mobtown Brewing in Baltimore. And I don't know when we're gonna close it down when you guys run out of money and stuff. Even though the free,
not close
if you
down.
RSVP, you get 2 free beers and a free lunch. So
We'll put the link in the description of the podcast.
so there, I don't even think there's that many RSVPs left, but there's a couple left, and get in now. So yeah, there's that. And what I'm suggesting though, Robbie, if you're getting up early to do miles, I've got to do miles. If you want to do it, I will give you a hyperhydration the night before. You try it, because
All right.
especially you're going to be drinking on Saturday.
Facts.
And then just do a little scratch in the morning or Gatorade in the morning, and let's see how you feel
Okay.
afterwards. It'll be an experiment.
Yeah.
All right,
Love
so,
it.
so we're closing out. Remember, we said we wanted to get these done quick.
Yeah, but wait, I do have to mention one thing now that we're talking about
It's fine.
hydration and the grit party. Salt Stick is sending us
Oh, I
a
forgot
ton
about
of
that.
samples of their new product to keep us hydrated.
Oh, really?
It's
Robbie's just like, there we go.
Sweet.
it's the Salt Stick drink mix. So it's coming in tropical mango, lemon lime, and tart orange.
I like that mango sound.
If we get it Thursday, you can have it before the run. If not, we'll have it Friday, so we'll bring it to the party and everyone can rehydrate as they're dehydrating.
I like that. We might need to make sure we have water. I know that Mobtown normally puts out like some water, but
We'll bring some cases.
I think I only live 2 blocks away. I could just run the hose the whole way down.
hose water.
They are doing the water mains around our house. You probably drink right out of the hydrant.
Oh,
Didn't they say not to do that?
I just drank out of a creek 2 weeks ago. I think
That's
it'll be
true.
Okay.
Very true.
all right. So let's move on to our final part of the show. We're not even getting running news. There's so many track events, but whatever. We'll get into that later. Yeah. So let's talk about a shoe that we just got in that both Robbie and I are already in love with.
Yeah, so we're talking about the Nike Pegasus 39.
Aren't you missing stuff? Isn't it Air Zoom Pegasus?
I don't do that stuff.
All right.
I'm a simple man. Leonard Skinner style.
I'm a simple kind. I can't even sing.
Okay.
Man.
No one should do this.
Yeah, we should do a Skinner cover band.
You should just play. You want this podcast to go over 30 minutes? We'll play Freebird right now.
Oh my
Sing the whole
God.
thing. It'll be an hour.
We won't even have a guest.
Just Freebird.
Just Freebird for the next finish off your run. All right. So this shoe, Robbie, I didn't think it was going to be that much of an update.
Yeah, we didn't really know much about it, I guess, to begin with, and it's still a full React midsole.
Yeah. With 2 Air Zoom units.
2 dose, yeah.
1 in the forefoot.
1 in the heel.
All right. And the React foam, it feels lighter. And then guess what?
What?
It is lighter. It's
It
an
is.
ounce lighter than the previous model.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say that because the previous model, I actually like last year's version a lot. I think we even gave it one of our best daily trainers. But it did feel a little bit clunky or heavy at times. It could.
Yeah,
on the
but
run.
we're like, it's a daily trainer. So
Right, it is what it is.
this one feels a lot more agile.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And the traction's really good. We have a first thoughts video up of this one on YouTube. But just to let you know here, since you're listening, this shoe fits well for, like, both of us have more of a narrow foot, but it fits really well. Like, this is one of my favorite fits I've had on my foot this year. It just fits right. There's no heel lift.
No weird tongue stuff. It's just like exactly how you want it to be.
Yeah. And then the feeling of the React is flexible. It's really nice under the foot. Has enough cushioning. I thought it was going to be a little thin under the forefoot, but with that Air Zoom unit in there, I feel like the bottom of your foot's protected there. And the traction's good. Like, this might be...
Yeah.
This is going to be a hard one to beat for Daily Trainer of the Year.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely softer as well than last year's version. So I'm not sure you get as much of a pop off the forefoot, but I did pick it up today just a little bit to see, and it picks up real nice.
It picks up real nice, y'all.
Yep.
Giddy up.
But I agree. I ran like 4 miles in it this morning, and I just I love it.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those shoes that you're like, wow. Like, the sensation. Like, sometimes you put it on in the first few steps, you're like, wow. But it's when you're 2 miles in and you're like,
Yeah.
this is cool. And on your first couple runs. And this one has that feeling. I think that Brandon's tried the Nova Blast 3. We haven't tried that one on from Asics. I think it's probably going to come down between these two. I don't see another horse entering in late, but who knows? Maybe something will come in.
Especially for $130.
Yeah, and they did raise it by $10.
Yeah.
But still, I think it's...
But everyone has. Except
Yeah.
I think even Brooks raised their $100 shoes up to $110.
Yeah. And so we're actually, just to see, because there's the Windflow, which is $90. We ordered a pair for Megan and Brandon to try out so that we could kind of do a full lineup of Nike shoes and kind of do a wrap up of that. So
We need to get the Invincible into the shop.
we do.
I think that's coming soon. And I'm pretty sure the Alpha Phi is going to be coming within
Come on.
before Worlds.
It better.
It's coming in the next month.
Yeah. Apparently today my pair of Adidas Pro 3 arrives. I don't know if yours is being ordered, so it's not there yet. But yeah, so far, 2 thumbs up on this bad boy.
Yep.
we do stuff with people often. And the last time I went out to Nike headquarters, I stopped in San Luis Obispo to the headquarters of Running Warehouse and hung out with Connor Blaylock, who you might know from, hey, there's Connor from Running Warehouse. Similar stuff. Little different take because they have a store, so they're actually giving you information on the shoes in hopes that you'll be interested in purchasing the shoe.
Which that's where we direct most people to buy shoes anyways, because they are probably the best online retailer.
They are really good because they'll do free shipping both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't like the shoe, I used to tell people like all the time, like when we have shoes that are close to like comparison, it's like, okay, just order both from Running Warehouse, try them on in your house, send back the pair that you don't like, or that, if you have to choose between it, and it'll be off your credit card before you get it. So it's like better than having to drive someplace.
It's like a hack that you're like, is this cool to do or not? I'm not sure. But
if you keep buying shoes from them, I think it is. I think it's worthwhile for them to pay for that shipping to bring the store to your house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense.
So that's how I see it. I see it as you're having the store brought to your house. I mean, if you go and you trash the shoe, which I did one time.
I did run a 5K in one of those Nike racing shoes from the Streak or something, and then sent it back.
Did you not like the shoe, or did?
It was like it was too small.
Okay, but that's a fair return anyways. You have 30 days at Nike to return a shoe.
Yeah.
But anyway, Connor's fun. He's great. He knows his stuff. He actually helps some of the shoe companies with feedback in advance. So some of the models that you're wearing, Connor's actually giving feedback to their teams. Megan was just on a call with one of the brands giving feedback with Connor, so that's how we know that. But so it's a lot of fun. Check it out.
All right.